Welcome to Technically You, where we untangle tech one quantum bit at a time. Today's hot topic, post-quantum cryptography, PQC for short, the superhero cape your data needs before quantum computers come crashing through our current encryption.
Right? Because quantum computers aren't here to play. Once they're fully operational, they could potentially break RSA, ECC, and other classical encryption algorithms in seconds.
That's terrifying and why PQC is getting so much attention. So let's break it down. What is post-quantum cryptography?
PQC stands for Post-Quantum Cryptography, a set of cryptographic algorithms designed to be secure against attacks by quantum computers. The idea is to prepare our security systems for a future where quantum computers can crack traditional encryption like RSA or ECC.
And the key here is that PQC doesn't rely on quantum mechanics to work. It's built on hard math problems that even quantum computers can't easily solve. Let's discuss, why do we need PQC?
Well, today we rely heavily on asymmetric encryption like RSA for secure online communication. But quantum algorithms like Shor's algorithm will break these quickly.
Yep. And quantum computers are advancing. While they can't break RSA yet, nation states may already be harvesting encrypted data now, waiting to decrypt it once they have the power.
That's what we call a harvest now, decrypt later attack. PQC makes this strategy useless. So how does PQC work?
PQC is built on problems that are hard, even for quantum computers. These include lattice-based cryptography, hash-based cryptography, multivariate polynomial equations, code-based cryptography, and supersingular isogeny-based cryptography.
Lattice-based cryptography is especially promising. It relies on hard geometric problems like finding the shortest vector in a lattice, which even quantum algorithms can't crack efficiently.
Now, before we go deeper into post-quantum stuff, let's rewind for a sec, because we keep talking about how RSA and ECC are at risk. But what are they exactly?
Good point. Let's start with RSA. It stands for Rivis Shamir Adelman, named after its creators. It's one of the first public key crypto systems and has been around since the 1970s.
Right. And RSA security is based on the difficulty of factoring large prime numbers. Basically, if you multiply two huge prime numbers together, it's really hard, like practically impossible, for a regular computer to figure out the original numbers just by seeing the result.
Exactly. And that impossible factor is what keeps your emails, banking, and VPNs safe today. But here's the thing. Quantum computers, using Shor's algorithm, can factor those numbers crazy fast. RSA crumbles under that power.
Wow, that's scary. Okay, so what about ECC, elliptic curve cryptography?
ECC is a more modern public key algorithm. It relies on the math of elliptic curves over finite fields, which sounds horrifying, but essentially gives the same security as RSA with much smaller key sizes.
So ECC is like RSA's leaner, faster cousin?
Exactly. ECC is widely used today because it's efficient for mobile devices and IoT, but unfortunately, quantum computers can crack ECC too using, you guessed it, Shor's algorithm.
So basically, both RSA and ECC are toast in a quantum future. That's why we need post-quantum cryptography to take over the job.
Boom. That's the transition. We're not just building new encryption because it's fun. We're replacing systems that could be quantum roadkill. Now, back to our regular program, starting with the NIST and PQC standardization process.
Okay, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, has been running a global competition to choose the best PQC algorithms.
And after years of testing, in 2022, NIST announced its first set of finalists: Crystals, Kyber for encryption and key exchange, Crystals, Dilithium for digital signatures, and Falcon and SPINCS Plus signature schemes.
These algorithms are now being prepped to become the global standard in a post-quantum world. So, what are the major perks of PQC?
Well, they future-proofing against quantum threats is one, being compatible with existing internet infrastructure is another, enabling hybrid encryption where classical and quantum-safe algorithms run together is a big one. And finally, it doesn't require quantum hardware to implement.
Wow, that is like having an umbrella and a raincoat before the storm hits. Now, with all new tech, there are always some challenges and limitations. What can we expect this PQC?
Well, you are right. It's not all smooth sailing. There are some bumps in the road. Some PQC algorithms require larger key sizes and slower operations, which can strain low-power devices.
Is it that all?
Oh, and implementation bugs can still undermine even the strongest algorithm. Plus, there's always the risk that a new quantum algorithm could be discovered that does break these new schemes.
Got it.
So, who's using PQC today?
PQC is already being explored by Google, which tested Kyber in Chrome, Cloudflare integrating post-quantum TLS, Microsoft adding PQC to their VPNs and Office apps, and IBM incorporating PQC into quantum-safe backup.
And governments are pushing hard. The NSA has mandated PQC readiness for classified systems by the end of the decade. So, what is the future of PQC?
Expect widespread rollout within 5 to 7 years. Think VPNs, browsers, banking systems, all replacing RSA with Kyber or dilithium.
And as quantum computers scale, the importance of PQC will grow. Expect hybrid encryption models to become the norm during the transition phase.
Also, watch out for quantum-safe blockchains, encrypted messaging apps, and IoT firmware upgrades.
All right, time to get practical. What should organizations be doing now?
Start by inventorying where encryption is used, preparing for hybrid crypto solutions, following NIST PQC guidance, collaborating with vendors and cloud providers, and above all, stay agile and informed.
It's better to be ahead of the quantum curve than scrambling once it's too late.
In closing, quantum computers may be a few years away from breaking our crypto systems, but PQC is our shield against that inevitability.
And that's a wrap on today's quantum-sized conversation. Subscribe to Technically You to stay safe, savvy, one step ahead, and curious.